Так. Alright, alright, alright. Так. Alright. So, it looks, guys, that we are streaming live. Welcome to the, I think it's first webinar. It's exclusive webinar on English regarding the business immigration to the United States of America. So I'm glad to see all of you who is present right now. This is really good because this is an exciting event for me and for you. We had a similar webinar some time ago devoted to talent visas and other type of visas, but it wasn't in English. So you guys who speak English, you're gonna have a lot of good time. And if you are a businessman, if you are an investor, if you are an entrepreneur, you will be able to learn a lot today. So welcome. I'm glad to see everybody. Let's start because everybody who's here, who's present, we're not gonna wait anymore. So we are going to have a presentation today, guys. So please drop the plus signs if you can see and hear me well. So let's start our communication. I want to see the plus signs from you guys if you can see me and hear me. And also, I want to make sure that I will be seeing only the chat from a live storm from those of you who registered for this webinar. And I will not be able to see the comments from YouTube. So if you're watching this live on YouTube, please understand that I will not be able to see your comments and your questions because I will be seeing those who registered before and who is watching it through Livestorm. So don't get mad if you asking the questions and I don't see those on YouTube. All right, so guys, please drop the plus signs who's watching on Livestorm, so I could understand that everything is all right and there is no problem with this webinar because otherwise how we're gonna communicate with each other. Okay, let me check what my team is telling me if everything is going well. All right. And we're gonna start immediately, guys, with no postponement. Okay, so guys, those who doesn't want to drop a plus sign, right? And this is a plus sign for those who don't know. All right, tell me where are you from? Tell me the city. Tell me the country, so I know the geography. Because last time we were making a stream, there were people probably from 20 countries in the world. Okay, so tell me where you're from. Tell me the city, so I know. Maybe I give you examples from your country. Maybe I have some flashback from the current cases. I just want to know where you guys from. Okay, so. All right, Monica is from Romania, Bucharest. Very good. We have quite a few clients from Romania. Sayed from Nicaragua. Oh, look at that. No clients from Nicaragua yet. So Sayed, maybe you're gonna be one of them. Okay, good. Let's see. I see other people are typing. Okay, good. So we already have quite a huge geography. So Mark is from Tbilisi, Georgia. Very good. We have a lot of clients from Georgia, just a lot from Georgia, from Armenia, from Azerbaijan, of course from Russia, because we also speak Russian. Very good. All right, guys. So I see there's some of you from this time zone, some of you from Europe. And concerning Romania, I think the worst part, Romania is a great country, but the worst thing about it that you still have to get the tourist visa to get to the US. So there is no ESTA program working, unfortunately. But hey, that's why we're here, to provide you other ways to come to the States. So we're gonna speak more about business immigration. All right, so how it's gonna go, guys? The webinar moderators will keep track of each question alongside with me, okay? Because some of your questions will be answered by me, because I'm gonna see them and I'm gonna be, okay, this is a good question, and I'm gonna answer it. All right, but some of the questions gonna be I don't want to say less important, because each question is important for me. And by the way, guys, this webinar is for you, okay? It's not for me, it's not for the moderators, it's not for my team. This is for you. I chose to spend 2 hours, I hope less, okay? I hope less. And you guys know that 1 hour of my time is $1,000, okay? So 2 hours that I don't work, I basically don't make $2,000. But I'm willing to contribute it to you, so you have a lot of value. All right. So I want from you participation. All right. So I see there's a lot of people, but only bunch kind of engage in the conversation. I want you guys to be more active. Ask questions, drop comments. Do if I ask something, you know, because I ask for small things, but they help me to conduct this webinar. They help me to engage you, and they help me to make it more energetic. Let's put it this way, okay? So I expect from you to be more active. Questions, comments, little requests from me, and we'll have a really good time. All right, so what are the questions that we will be discussing today? So, of course, business visa programs and their criteria, okay? The most important thing. I want to make sure that you guys get out of this webinar with a full understanding, at least of the concepts, okay? Maybe you can't remember the whole thing, all the type of visas that we're gonna be discussing. You will not maybe remember each criteria, but you will get the knowledge conceptually what needs to be done to get those visas approved. All right? And Stanislav, why can you even say this? What's your basis for telling us that we will know something? Well, of course, more details on that a little bit later, but guys, this is my specialization, okay? That's what I do every day. The talent visas, we're not going to discuss them today, and the business visas, business and investment visas. I've been doing this all my professional life, which is about 10 years, all right? So I think I have enough knowledge and hundreds of approval to be a specialist in this topic. So, latest updates and changes on immigration laws in the US, very important for some programs. We're also going to be discussing the common mistakes and how to avoid them when we file for business visas. And of course, if you guys hire us to do the job for you, or to be more precise, to guide you through this process, of course there will be no mistakes. But I know that some of you trying to file the petition yourself, which I think is not the right way to go, but I understand where you're coming from. So I'm trying to give you the most value. So even if you want to do it yourself, you could. Okay. Again, I don't know the result of that. You tell me. Maybe you comment on my YouTube videos, maybe on my Instagram, maybe on my TikTok. But I want to know what's going on with that respect. Also, we're going to be discussing the tips and tricks on how to make your visa application compelling. And again, I'm going to be coming only from my experience, all right? I'm not going to tell you, okay, I read it on forum, okay, somebody told me. No, only from the petitions of my clients. And we guys have a lot of clients, for you to understand. Right now, we are developing about 220 cases at the same time. Okay? So more than 200 cases are being developed right now. Okay? So we know a lot of tricks and tips. How to lower your risks when opening business in the USA. And this is going to be more business related topic. I'm going to be talking more about liabilities, so more a corporate side. And if you guys watch my videos on YouTube, you know that I also have a qualification in corporate law. And why Stanislav? Why would you do even corporate law if you do talent visas and investment visas? Well, it's all so interconnected that if an attorney does not understand, an immigration attorney does not understand the corporate law, this is like a huge gap in the petition, because without having that knowledge, it's not possible to create the best petition, okay? Because everything is so closely connected. Okay, and real life examples of successful visa applications, Q&A session with a business immigration attorney. Who's a business immigration attorney? Myself. Okay, so Stanislav Shamayev is a business immigration attorney, and that title explains it all. All right, so that's what we're going to be discussing. And again, guys, just because so many of you are watching this stream live, and you are privileged to ask the questions that may be valuable to those people who is gonna be watching the recording of this. If we even gonna make a recording of this, I mean, it's recorded, but not necessarily it's gonna be posted anywhere. Maybe, okay? We will make a decision later. So make sure that the time we spend together is gonna be very valuable to you, first of all, okay? Because I know all this material, but I wanna make sure you guys understand. All right, so let's move on. How to make the most of our webinar, guys, and I have a few tips how to do this. Let's skip to the tips. So please, if you're watching it on a computer, put your mobile phones away, your tablets away. I would like you to be just by yourself. I know you guys, most of you have families, you have kids, and I know sometimes there is no room or bedroom in your apartment or in the house where you can be by yourself. Go to the bathroom. Okay, I know from experience, and you will be laughing, but from experience of conducting these webinars, that some people go to bathrooms just to be by themselves, so you could focus. So if there is no spot in your place where you could focus, and only by focusing you're gonna get the most value out of it, go to the bathroom. All right, so that's all I can tell you. Also, you guys just have to take notes. All right, if you're really serious about this, take notes. You can take handwriting notes, you can take them on your mobile device or some other electronic device, but make sure you do not rely on your memory. It's just gonna go away, okay? It's just gonna go away, I promise. If you don't put it on a paper or somewhere, you're not gonna remember it the way you should it, all right? So I want you to take notes. For those of you who's gonna stick to the end of this webinar, I'm gonna give you two gifts, all right? So gift number one, you will be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your case. What it means? It means that I will tell you what you need to do in order for me to look at all your facts, on your circumstances, and give you the initial qualification for the visa that fits you the best. Okay? So I will tell you how to do this. So stick to the end to get this opportunity. And gift number two, and this is exclusive, guys. Maybe with a free evaluation, sometimes you hear it in my videos, sometimes on Instagram, you may get those opportunities. But the guide on how to open a company it says in Miami, but actually in Florida, okay? In Florida. So anywhere in Orlando, Tampa, Key West, Gainesville, Tallahassee, any city in Florida, I will give you a step-by-step guide how to do it and how to do it properly, okay? Because you can do it, not necessarily properly. I will tell you exactly how to do this. So guys, stick to the end. You will get those gifts at the very end. All right. And of course, I already said that. I want your questions. I want your comments. And Monica, I've seen your comment also. Heavy process for Romania. It's a hard process to get the tourist visa. I know that for sure. Because I cannot say I have dozens of clients from Romania, but we have some. And a lot of times, even good business people, investors, and people with money and wealth just get the visas denied, the tourist visas. So it makes it a little bit harder. But again, if we get them the L1, O1 visas, it's okay. There's no problem with the embassy. All right. Let's see the comments. Okay, Siyad. My first nationality is Iranian and my second nationality is Nicaraguan. I know getting visa for Iranians is very difficult. Can I still get approval for L1 visa application? Siyad, this is a great question. It's first of all, for those of you who's like reading your question, like, okay, why we are talking about the like first nationality when we get a passport of another country? Well, the thing is that for the purpose of immigration, we actually have to look where a person was born in order to match the priority dates and some other things and see the sanctions against those countries and things like that. Especially it matters more for Indians and Chinese, not as much for Iranians. See yet, not as much from. I have clients from Iran. You'll be surprised. I have clients from. I actually last Friday had 2 complex immigration planning with 2 Iranians, separate. People didn't know each other, okay? So and I know there's a lot of Iranians in Turkey, a lot of Iranians in China, a lot of Iranians in Dubai, in Europe, in Central America. So we work with Iranian clients. And to be honest, I never noticed a special treatment for Iranian clients in the embassy. I never noticed that. Just the same way as we have a lot of clients from Russia. You guys know the situation with Russia right now. And actually, we've seen the increase in approvals, especially for Russians in the STEM category. What is STEM? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Okay? Next webinar is gonna be on talent visas. I'm going to talk a lot about STEM. So those categories are really high valued in the US for the purpose of talent visas. So Iranians is really good as long as we can satisfy the criteria, just like for Georgians, just like for Romanians, just like for Nigerians. And you know, my Nigerian clients like Stanislav, everybody knows about that Nigerian prince who left a will for someone. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Everybody got that email from Nigerian prince, who is your faraway relative or whatever that is. And everybody knows it, including the USCIS and immigration officers. It doesn't matter. Okay? Does not matter. What really matters is the criteria. Okay? We need to satisfy the criteria. And that's why, and that's what we are going to discuss today. I want to make sure that you guys will be learning how to satisfy the criteria today, so it doesn't matter for you where you're coming from. Okay, so a few words about myself. I'm myself an immigrant, just like you guys. I was born in Russia. I lived in Russia till I was 20 years old. And when I was 20, I immigrated to the United States of America. I came here on J1 visa, work and travel. You know this program. I loved America from the first sight. I fell in love, and I knew that would be my country. Then I went to school in the States. I got my bachelor's degree in Florida Atlantic University. It's a top 5 universities in the US. Then I went to law school in Miami. I graduated both universities with a magna cum laude. For those of you who doesn't understand what those degrees, like cum laude, magna cum laude, summa cum laude, so this is like the honors, the type of honors. So there's 3 type of honors how you can graduate. So with both universities I was like on the second type of honor, which is really big. It's really big. And I graduated top 5% from my law school. So among 250 people who went to school with me with the same year, I was top 5%. Okay, I got a bunch of really good internships. I was working for the federal judge, and you guys know federal courts in the US are huge. These are big. I was working for the judge. I loved him. It was a great opportunity for me. I worked as a public defender. I actually volunteered. I did it for free even before law school. And I worked at one of the biggest law firms in the nation. It's called Greenspoon Marder. They were offering me a job, but I was like, I'm gonna do it myself. So 8 years ago, I opened up my company. It's called Shamayev Business Law. And since then, we grew to almost 100 people working in my corporation. 100 people, guys. So we are huge. Okay, we have 7 departments. We are doing great things. We are changing the lives of our clients forever. Okay, and I hope that at least one of you is gonna be my client in the future. And just a few facts about myself. And also, it's very important that, let me show you. The goal of my corporation is to relocate 10,000 of you to the US by 2030. Okay, so we have a deadline. And we already got over 2,000 people here. Okay, so we are getting closer to our goals. Okay, so that's what it says here. We helped over 2,000 entrepreneurs and experienced professionals to move to the States. And we have clients from over 50 countries in the world. So basically a quarter of all countries. So you name a country, we probably have clients from there. Not from Nicaragua, but Syed is from Iran. We have clients from Iran. So everybody who's here, we all have clients from these countries. All right, very good. So we are not a regular immigration law firm. Okay, we are not regular. We don't take cases besides what you see in the presentation. What are those? Business visas, talent visas, and work visas. This is our narrow specialization. We don't take asylum cases. We don't take family cases, student visas, U visas, T visas, VAWA. No, just this. We don't do anything else. Just taking these cases and knowing them inside out. All right? And I think you guys already know that because you watch my YouTube, you watch my Instagram, you watch my TikToks, and you see the expertise that we translate through those mediums. All right, so let's move. Guys, 25 minutes in. We are going really good. I think hour and a half total. We're gonna go through all the materials that we have today. So let's start with E2 visa. Okay, E2 investment visa. In short, this visa requires an investment of $100,000 plus. Okay. So meaning 100 the lowest and more. And of course, I already know you guys gonna ask these questions. Maybe here, maybe in your head. Like, okay, Stanislav, is this possible to invest less than $100,000 for and get approved for E2 visa? And I will say it depends. You know, as any good attorney, I would say it depends. Why? Well, because I think that 100K is the safest. Okay, it's the safest. And if you ask me what was the minimum investment that we got approval for, I will tell you that the minimum investment was $60,000. Okay? It does mean that it's impossible to get it approved with a lower amount. Probably it is possible, and sometimes I see on attorney forums on Facebook, we have our specialized groups like, hey, I got approval for $40,000 for E2, I got approval for $50,000, but I think those cases are rare, so that's why you don't see much information about them. So I prefer 100K. We can probably go low as 60 to 80, and by the way, depending which country you're from. We have a lot of clients from Canada, and in Canada they kind of don't care what's going on with the petition. They just approve them. Okay, they just kind of approve them without going deep into detail. Sometimes, you know, they put a lot of pressure, but rarely. So as long as you have some meaningful investment, some business plan, and you're from Canada, you're just gonna get approved. Okay, but if you're from Georgia, like Mark, okay, Mark, and there's nothing against Georgia, it's just a reality. If you're from Georgia, if you're from Armenia, if you're from Azerbaijan, if you're from Kazakhstan, if you're from Nigeria, by the way, I can't remember if Nigeria qualifies for E2. I need to look it up. Your petition is gonna be looked at through the microscope, okay? I wanted to use my my wire to show the magnifying glass, like they're gonna look like this, guys, like this. I promise you, they're gonna look at every comma in your petition. So we have to put a lot of work in your petitions, and you need to give us more money so we could have a better argument. Okay, if we're talking about Romania, it's still any country from European Union, kinda much better than anybody else. So I would make the ranking: Canada, Great Britain, European Union, and the rest of the world. Okay, maybe like Australia, like New Zealand, you know, like those countries. But I like Western world. Let's put it this way: Western world is less problem. Anything else, it's gonna be more difficult. Not necessarily it's gonna be denied, just more difficult. Okay, I'm not saying don't do E2 visa. What I'm saying is you gotta be extra careful with the investment amount and the source of funds and the type of visa, because I think let me give you a few examples, guys. We're getting a lot of E2 visas from Kazakhstan. All right. And I know lots of you know Kazakhstan just only through Borat, and of course this is like you know, this is satire. It's not true. It's like it's a comedy. Of course, Kazakhstan is a normal country. Yes, they have their problems, but whatever. A lot of people from Kazakhstan, they would establish the trucking business. Guys, if you want to do the trucking business, I don't like them. Okay, I don't like trucking businesses, not because they're bad or something's wrong with them. I don't like them for two reasons. First of all, trucks have wheels, and whatever has wheels can go somewhere, and you don't know where. It breaks, and whatever happens to them. But that's okay. You can deal with this. But number two, a lot of people starting the trucking business for the first time in their life in the US. And why they're doing this? Because they watch some YouTube channel, some guy from Lord knows where who's driving a truck, and he got some experience, opened his trucking company, and is kind of successful based on his statements. So just by watching such videos on YouTube and reading forums, I'm telling you, that's gonna be either a failure, or you're gonna spend a lot of money to learn the insides of the business. Okay, that's why I don't like the trucking business. But if you've done this before, and if you have people in the States to help you out with that, no problem. Okay, no problem. Same with the restaurants, guys. I know some of you is gonna do restaurants, and again, I'm not a big fan of restaurants, but just by statistics, trucking business and restaurants, probably two most popular ones ever. For whatever reason, I don't know. They seem to be easy. They seem I think people, my clients and just in general, it appears that those businesses are easy. It's not true. It's not true. They are not easy. They have a lot of specifics, both in restaurant and trucking business. So if you do those businesses, make sure you either have experience in your country or you know people here who is going to help you. All right? I don't know who those people are, the prior owners of this business, if you purchase it, consultants, maybe your friends, someone who is going to be constantly, at least first 3 to 6 months, maybe up to 12 months, be your guides. Okay? You need a guide, a person who's going to guide you. Okay? So, we make a deal on this, all right, guys? We make a deal. If you come to me with those businesses, you come with a background or people who's going to help you. All right, so Itsu Visa. First of all, it's available not to every country in the world. It's available only for those who signed the trade treaty with the US government. There are more than 30 countries. I think it's even probably closer to 50 countries. There's a long list. It's open. You can just type E2 treaty countries and you're going to have the list. And you can easily check if your country is good. From those that we have, I believe Romania is in. Georgia is definitely in. Nicaragua and Iran are not in. I believe not in. Okay, don't quote me on that because if we don't get a lot of clients from certain country, I just can't remember all those countries. Yes, and Monica, thank you. She says Romania is in. I was pretty sure Romania was in. So yes, and this is a really good program for those of you who want with relatively small investment to open the door to the US. Okay, let's put it this way. So either you want to open the door to the US or you want to make money. All right, and guys, let's get a little bit philosophical for a minute. Okay, I have a lot of experience with the E2 visa, with L1, with every visa that we're gonna talk about today. I have lots of cases. I have lots of approvals. I have very few denials, which are the best to learn from. Okay, but it's not about that. The philosophy of today's webinar is as follows. If you are getting non-immigrant visa, okay, non-immigrant visa, which ones are non-immigrant? E2 and L1s, among those that we're going to discuss today. From my experience, those of you who were getting those visas for the purpose of commerce, meaning making money, okay, so what was the primary idea? Okay, I'm doing this, I'm purchasing this business, or I'm opening this startup to come to the US and make money. Those people were the first to get the green cards. Okay? So let's repeat. Those people who had the intent, of course, you may have different intents, right? Different intents, different motivations. But for those of them who were motivated by money, by commerce, and there's nothing wrong about it, okay? There's nothing wrong about it. They were the first ones to get the green cards. Those ones who were motivated to get those visas and just for the purpose to make the first step to get the green cards, they were either the second ones to get the green cards or they just didn't manage. All right? Why? Well, because if you're trying to, let's say, and we're going to talk more about it on L1, if you are getting L1 visa for the purpose to switch then to EB1C and you don't really want to do the business that you're creating the business plan around, you're going to spend probably $600,000-$800,000 just to get through this process, basically just sponsoring your business. sponsoring the job, sponsoring the American employees just because you don't do the business. So it's going to be very, very expensive, okay? But if you want to make money and you start making money, you hire more employees, you're just building and scale, then you're gonna get a lot of chances to get the green card. All right, so I want you to remember that and know it for the many reasons. Okay, have money making as your first reason, as your first cause to get those non-immigrant visa. If we're talking about immigrant visa, it doesn't apply. Okay, it doesn't really apply. It may apply, but it doesn't really apply because immigrant visa is a green card, so you kind of already coming to get it. Okay. Monica is asking what kind of businesses are the most successful with this kind of visa. Monica, let me put it this way. I do believe that the most successful businesses are the ones that you know how to do. Okay, the businesses that you are good at. If you're good at selling goods, you have to sell goods. If you're good at providing services, you need to provide services. All right, there is no like black and white here. There is just none. You need to do what you've been doing in the past and just transfer it to the States, unless I told you that unless you have a guidance here in the States. So and I have dozens of examples of businesses that are not common businesses. For example, auto parts. Okay, auto parts business. It's very specific. I think this is a good business because it's in demand, and if you conduct it properly, you're gonna be successful. You're gonna get the documents. Another example is the fitness center. I like fitness centers. Okay, I like the fitness centers because it's easy to understand. It's not a lot of money to invest, and it's really easy to promote and market, so you can bring the customers to your business. I like the cleaning services business because, again, it's easy to understand, it's easy to market, it's easy to promote, and these kind of services are really in demand in the States. Okay, I need the cleaning person in my house. Look, you guys know, I don't know if you guys know, I just got the second baby, my daughter. I have Seraphim. He's 3 years old. We just got a newborn, Stefania. She's just less than 2 weeks old. Okay, so my wife is busy. Okay, and my mother-in-law is also busy. So we don't have time. I have a big house. Nobody has time to clean it. We need a cleaning lady. Okay, so and there are thousands of people like that. So cleaning services are really good. And similar, okay, and similar, and again, construction businesses are really good, like roof repair, kitchen installation, the drywall, the plumbing. Those are really good. If you know those businesses, you're gonna be really good. Okay. All right. So, Monica, again, not really except for trucks and restaurants. And if you've been running restaurants for all your life, you kind of have to do it in the States too. All right. I know it's going to be different dynamics. I know it's going to be a little bit different, but still, you'll have the most success rate with the same thing. Okay. Same with the trucks. If you've been in logistic business for a long time, probably you kind of need to do it here in the US. All right. So exceptions only if you don't know how to conduct those businesses. What business, Gabriela? What business industries are easy to put in place in the US? Gabriela, I think I already kind of answered this question. All right. So services is kind of easy to understand and easy to do for business and construction business. All right, I think construction business is really good for EB1C especially. I think it's really good because you need to have people working on the spot, on the houses, on apartments. So it's easy to get a lot of employees and get a green card and then do whatever you want. So yeah, real estate, it depends. It depends, Monica. Purchasing real estate is not a part of the investment. All right, and we're gonna probably talk more about this in a minute. But having a management company, maintenance company, this is a little bit different. And again, like cleaning services is kind of a part of a management company for property, right? You can also do all type of services for the properties, like pest control. You can do like small repairs, like handyman services. You can do gardening services. You can do mowing services. When you cut the grass. Okay, so there's a bunch of things you can include in your company, and all those services like pool cleaning services. All right, I think this is really good. It's a low cost but high margin businesses, because the more clients you have, the more money you make. All right, so and it's easy to scale and easy to train people. So and I'm telling you guys, it's really hard. I'm as a house owner, as a property owner, it took me 2 years, maybe a little bit less than 2 years, to find people who really good with cutting the grass, people who really good with cleaning the pool, because I want to do this. I have my tractor. I love it, but I don't have time. Okay, so it just, you hire one company. They come one day, they don't come another day. They come, they damage my grass, and I really care about my grass, about my lawn. Okay, I care about it, so I don't like any damage to it. So same with the pool, this guy cleans it, you come, there's like stuff in it. I mean, it's just the service industry in US is screwed, to put it mildly. It's really hard to find. And if you find a really good service company that provides you good services, you hold to them tightly. Okay, and you pray that they never go away. So because it's going to be really hard to find a good company afterwards. All right, so back to E2. Basically the criteria, guys. Let's switch to criteria. So you gotta have a citizenship of the proper country, and it's easy to find online. Investment is 100K plus. Again, we could work with a little bit lower amounts, especially if we're dealing with the services, because remember, and put this in your notes, guys. This is very, very, very important. At the time of filing for E2 visa, we need to spend 60-70% of the claimed investment. Okay? This is one of the most important points for E2. You actually, if you invest 100K and you filing petition in the embassy in your country, at the time of filing, you're not even in the US yet, but at the time of filing, you have to show that out of this 100K, you spend at least $60,000-$70,000. Okay? Not the other way around. Putting the money on a bank account, going to get the visa, then to spend it. You spent it before. But Stanislav, what if I get denied? Well, this is the risk that you have. No one can void you of this risk. This is an inherent risk of this program, that you can spend money and put your investment at risk, including the denial. All right? But without it, it's impossible to get approved. So it's just kind of circular, right? I don't want to invest because I'm afraid to get denied, but if you don't invest, you're going to be denied. Okay, so you have to invest. So this is really important to understand. Okay, so business type, it could be either if a startup, okay, it could be new company, and you rent the office, you buy an equipment, you buy the goods, maybe you hire like 1 or 2 people, you make a business plan, so you get already the spendings, and you file. Or you purchase an existing company. All right? Existing company, no problem. You have to own at least 50%, okay? 50% of the business. The best thing is 51% plus. This is the best. We can do 50, but there's like a bunch of paperwork for the corporate documents we need to do. So 51% is always the best, but 50 is always good. Also, you have to be directly involved in control and direction of the company. So you have to direct and control the company. You can't just be the owner. Okay, I established the business, I just hire the people and they do the work. No, you have to be like the CEO, the president, whatever the structure of your company is. So that's a necessity. Also, you don't have to create the employment within your company, but you kind of need to. All right, you kind of need to create an employment. How many employees? Well, give me at least 2-3 people. At least 2-3 people. With 2-3 people, we're gonna be good. All right, and make it profitable. Make it profitable so you make money on this company. And of course, you have to pay a salary to yourself. Don't forget to pay your salary when you get your visa approved. Let's talk about the extension of the getting the visa and then extending it. So for most of the Western countries, the visa is for 5 years, with some exceptions. There are some exceptions like Ukraine and Moldova. They get only 3 months visa. All right. But don't mix the visa and the status. Visa, status. Visa is to enter the country. So think about it. As a movie ticket. Okay, you want to go to the movie theater. Okay, you want to watch what's this new movie coming out? Galaxy, Guardians of Galaxy, right? I'm gonna watch it. I love Guardians of Galaxy. So you go and purchase the ticket. It's $20. Okay, that's the government fee. So the ticket is to actually go in the movie, like enter. So they let you in. But the amount of time you watch the movie, like 3 hours, is the status. All right. So same thing. The visa is to enter the country, and the status, how long you can stay. So any visa, regardless of if it's for 3 months, for 5 years, there is like for Kazakhstan it's 1 year. There's some countries it's 2 years. It's like it's all over the place. Okay, regardless how long is your visa good for, you're gonna get 2 year status. All right, but every time you use your visa to get out and come back in, you're gonna get 2 year status again. All right, so if you use your visa properly and it's 5 years visa, the next time you have to deal with the US government is in 7 years. Why? Because at the end of the 5 year period, you enter with your visa and you get in 2 year status. All right, and you can then extend it or just file another petition in the embassy, get another 5 years, and it's good. So I think it's clear. All right, I think it's clear. If not, ask me questions. Okay, there's a question from you, Monica. From those 100K, I need to spend 67K on this investment, equipment, employees, location. Yes, exactly. You got it, Monica. So yeah, before filing the petition to the embassy, because those spendings are the part of your investment, of the part of your petition. All right. So let me see if the next slide is. Let me see. Okay. So now, who is gonna get the E2 visa? Mama, Papa, and children. Okay, and Mama, Papa is you. So if you have children, your Mama and Papa. Okay. So the family, the father, mother, and children under 21 years old. Everybody's getting E2 visa. Kids can go to school. The spouse, your spouse, can work anywhere in the States. In the business, outside of the business, they can work. The 2 year status that you get when you enter, you don't have to get out and get back in to extend it, which I think makes even more sense to get out, get back in, because you don't have to refile anything. But if you want to leave the States, you can just extend it while you are in the States. You can work, you can travel freely. So with the visa, you can move back in and forth. Yes, you can only work in the company that filed the petition. So actually, it's not you who files the petition, it's your company that files the petition. All right, so it's a important distinction. It's the company, so you can work only in that company. Yes, you can open up another company and work and get dividends from that company, but you cannot work in it. All right, I think this is clear. So now, what other important criteria that we need to discuss? Well, there is nothing more important in E2 visa than the origin of your funds. That 100K or whatever, 200K, 300K, whatever you want to spend, you need to provide all the paperwork showing how you made that money. Stanislav, I sold my apartment in Tbilisi. It's good. I can show how I got the money. This is not enough. Selling the real estate, selling property, is only the first question in the inquiry. The second one is going to be, what money did you use to purchase this property? Okay? So we need to show what's the initial capital, how you made that capital. If you're gonna tell me, okay, I sold my stocks, I had my Apple stocks, I sold them, and I purchased this apartment, and then I sold the apartment. Well, how did you buy the Apple stocks? Oh, that was a gift from my mom. Good. How mama made the money? And so on. Okay, until we get to the original source. What's the original source? The salary, the dividends from the business, inheritance, and that's pretty much it. Okay, salary, dividends, and inheritance. Other maybe loan from the bank. Maybe loan from the bank, as long as this loan did not have any collateral. And maybe not all of you know what collateral means. Collateral means that you put something as a guarantee of this loan, like your apartment or your car or your land, whatever. It's called the collateral. Okay, so if your loan from the bank was without collateral, that's a good origin of funds. But if it had collateral, we need to prove how we purchased that collateral. Okay, Stanislav, is there any way, maybe there is a magic way to prove the origin of funds? If I have some problem with the paperwork, maybe I forgot to file the taxes that year, maybe something happened, Lord knows, I don't know, there's a problem. Okay, there's some, let's call it a difficulty. I don't like problems, I like difficulties. Okay, because problems, like, sometimes you can't resolve them, but difficulties we may overcome. So if there is a difficulty at some point of rolling back those things, selling, purchasing, selling, loans, gifts, whatever that was, if there's a problem, is there any way to still show the proof of funds? And I tell you yes. How do I tell you that? Because if there is a company, it could be your company or it could be somebody else's company. Okay, so it may be yours, maybe your neighbor, maybe your friends, maybe some people you don't really know, so somebody's company. You can get a loan from that company, you can borrow the money from them without any collateral, with your personal guarantee. And that way we don't have to show all this craziness. You know, maybe somebody purchased an apartment in 1991 when the Soviet Union was collapsing. Okay, maybe someone did that, and there is no more papers, and we just it's hard to prove. So you can get a loan with a promissory note. Promissory note is basically your promise to pay that loan with your own guarantee. Like, I personally guarantee this loan, I don't put any collateral, and all we need to show is that that company has the finance, has the taxes, has the financial capability to give you this much money. All right, so it can be just like some, and I know maybe let me remember the name. Sayed is like, oh, Stanislav, yes, there's that company in Dubai, Shell company. They just pumping the money through it, bam, bam, bam. It's just not even operational. No, not Sayed. I don't know if you thought about it, but I know it's a lot of Iranians and people from other countries. They use like from Tajikistan and Turkmenistan. They use like Dubai Shell companies to pump the money from some. It's not gonna work. It needs to be operational company. Okay, it needs to be operational company, and it has to work and pay taxes and show all this all the paperwork. But this is, if you ask me, and Sayed is laughing. Sayed knows what I'm talking about, this is the easiest way. Okay, this is the easiest way to borrow the money from some company, but very important, borrow to your personal account. Okay, don't send it to your American company, because if we miss you, if you don't put your face in between these two things, right, then it's gonna be a problem. So we need this company giving you the loan to your personal account, and then you send the money to American company, and then you spend the money. Okay, and do the business plan. Give me all the all the money. I wanted to say all the paperwork. Of course, you give me the money before, but you give me the paperwork. With my team takes care of the paperwork. I write a memorandum, and we send it to the embassy. All right, let's see. Monica, I have B1, B2 visa already. Very good. If I will go to the if this summer I go to the US in order to open the business and organize all the 67% from the investment before applying for E2 visa, would it be possible to apply directly from the USA? Yes, Monica, you will be able to do this. Okay, the only thing that I want to draw your attention to is that I believe that the best way in this situation is still go to the States, open a company, open a business account, transfer the money, find the spot, find the business, purchase the business, or open the startup and do the spendings. Go back, file the petition to the embassy, and get your visa stamped. Okay? I think this is the best. Why? Because if you do it the other way around, with the changing the status from B1, B2 to E2, for 8 years of my company working, we never got a denial. Okay, all our changes from tourist to E2 got approved. Lots of cases. Okay, lots of cases. A little bit denials on the embassy level, but doing first change of status and then going back to the embassy increases the chances of denial. Okay, it just increases the chance. Why? Because they don't like it. They like, and when I say they, I mean us Americans. Okay, I call myself an American. So we don't like when things are not by the book. All right, so change of status is kind of not by the book. Okay, doesn't mean you're gonna get a denial. No. Actually, you're from Romania. You're probably gonna get approved anyways. But the chances are gonna be a little bit lower. So I like you. I like you to do it this way. Okay. I think because sometimes in the future you still have to do this. You can't just get stuck in the US. Okay. One time you want to go back to see your mom, your parents, maybe your whatever friends. You have to then file to the embassy. Okay. So let's do it in the beginning. All right. So. I think we covered everything with E2. I think we covered at least everything that I wanted to tell you. So let's move on, guys. Let's move on. If you want to ask me, Stanislav, what's the best way to switch from E2 to the green card? Well, the best way is probably through EB2 national interest waiver, and it's a talent visa. And some of you will be like, what? How? How? Well, if you get a lot of employees in your business, we can get you approved for EB2 national interest waiver. You can also look at EB1A, the talent visa. Again, I can build you a strategy how to get EB1A. You can get EB5 if you keep investing money in your company and you create 10 jobs. We can get you EB5, or some other company in the States can file EB2 or EB3 visa for you. All right. And you can get a green card like that. And also EB1C, guys. EB1C, we're going to talk about visa today a little bit later. Okay, EB5. Monica, I would say 10 to 15. 10 to 15 is a good number. So, and I know you can do it. I know you can do it. It's lots of examples of this. All right, so EB5 High Investment Program. It's a green card for experienced entrepreneurs. I would even put it more for experienced investors, just because the amount of money that we need to use for this program is huge. So basically, it's, and you guys know me, I don't often, sometimes I don't go just by the book, meaning that I don't explain it to you the way the law tells about it, the way the law says. I like to break it down a little bit differently for you, just to information for you to easy to understand. So, and I know some of you be like, oh no, it's not like this. Well, you may be even right, but I just want to make sure you understand the concepts. Okay, the concept is more important to understand than know the exact law behind it, because that's how we go. So EB5, two directions: passive and active. The passive is $800,000. Okay, the active investment is $1,050,000. All right, so those are two different. And again, it just not, the law doesn't say it like that, but to ease your understanding, just think about it in those terms. Active, your own business, $1,050,000. Passive is you give the money to someone else, and who's going to take care of the business. Okay, that's called passive. So let's talk about it. Number one criterion for this visa is just like for E2, the proof of funds. As long as we can prove how you made your money, and we already talked about it. Okay, we already talked about it, so I'm not gonna go back and repeat about the selling your house and selling your stocks, selling your Bitcoin. And by the way, you guys know you never sell your Bitcoin, all right? Just between you and me, but whatever, some of you do. So we need to prove how you made that money, and that you paid all the taxes, and we have the track how the money transferred. By the way, having cash somewhere in that unrolling of your proof of funds does not mean we're not going to be able to prove the origin of your funds. No, it does. Sometimes it can happen that, okay, if there's cash involved, there's some difficulties, like hard difficulties. But no, it doesn't really mean that that if you have cash somewhere in between, that means that it's illegal. No, cash is totally legal as long as you pay taxes, and we can show where the cash is coming from and where it goes. All right, so don't worry about cash as much, as long as we can match the everything. So passive and active. Let's first talk about active. For that to happen, you need to have a company in the US with the $1,050,000 on the checking account of this company. Very small initial spending, not like in E2, like you have to spend like 60-70% of the whole thing. No. EB5 is just show us some commitment. Get the office, rent an office, maybe put the equipment, buy the software. What? Wait. Alright, wait guys, there is some technical difficulties. Okay, guys, sorry about that. There was some technical difficulties. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. By the way, just looked at YouTube and there's like over 100 people watching it live. So good job, guys. Good job. That means that we're doing great. All right. That means the material is really good. So, okay. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Monica, Syed, you the most active. Gabriela. So if you can see me and hear me, we're just gonna go on. Okay, good. So we stopped at the active investment. So in the commitment. So just rent an office, purchase a few computers, just get ready to start. Okay, just get ready to start. You don't have to spend the whole thing. You need to start spending this amount when you get your visa approved, when you get your green card. All right, but after approval of your EB5, and now the wait time is up to 4 years. Yes, it's a very long time, but it's totally worth it. Okay, and first of all, and second of all, we are waiting for the expedited processing and EB5 probably by the end of this year, which means that the approvals are going to be coming in 6 to 9 months. All right, so there would be no more 4 years wait, but will be 6 to 9 months expedited processing for this visa, which is great. Okay, this is really good. Okay, and within 2 years after your approval for active investment, you have to create 10 jobs. Okay, 10 jobs. Pretty clear. Okay, if we created the 10 jobs, then we'll file another petition. We get the permanent green card for 10 years. If we go the passive way, all right, if we go the passive way, we invest the money to the so-called regional center. What is the regional center? Regional center is the American developer who got accreditation, a license from the US government to accept that money in exchange for the green card. Okay? What are the advantages of going passive instead of active? Well, to be honest with you, I do believe that going passive has lower risk than going active. Why? Because those regional centers, at least the ones that we are working with, they have a high reputation in the field. They have lots of experience working with these projects. They got success in the past, and they pass my due diligence. Okay, we don't work with all regional centers because there are more than 600. Can you imagine? More than 600 projects. Which one you want to invest? It's hard to say. We already got a short list for you. When you start working with us, we give you the options of different regional centers, different projects, and you already choose which one you like the most. Okay? And what's most important with the passive, you don't have to do anything. They take care of 10 jobs and they take care of the investment and the whole business. All right. So I think passive is really good for those of you who doesn't want to get involved in the controlling and directing of the business and working with the professionals. And by the way, if you can come in the States like Monica can with a tourist visa, and you decide that you want to file for EB5 visa, active or passive, you can wait this if there is no expedited processing, if there is a long process like maybe up to 4 years, like 18 months up to 48 months, you will be able to stay in the States and wait for your approval and having the right to work and travel. So basically it's a green card light. Okay, like in a couple of months after filing the EB5 petition and 485 form with the package, you will get your work permit and you will get your advanced parole, meaning that you can work and travel. So yes, you will wait for your green card unless there's expedited processing, but you can do everything that green card allows you to do, right? Work and travel. So that's it. All right. So let's move on. The benefits, permanent residency. And by the way, I forgot to mention a very important thing. With the passive investment, your investment is refundable. In 5 to 7 years on average, you will get your money back depending on the circumstances and depending on the regional center you work with. In an unlikely case that you get denied for the passive investment, you're still gonna get your money back. All right, so your money is not gonna go. And very important, you also will have a small interest on that amount of money. All right, so it's not large. It's not about making money on this. It's more about the green card, but you still get some, maybe 0.5%, maybe up to 3%, depending on the regional center. You still can get some on top of that. Probably enough to cover all the costs, okay, associated with it. All right. No questions for EB5. And by the way, guys, those who watch us on YouTube, and that's the majority of us, all right? I don't see your questions on YouTube, all right? So don't think it's like it's a recording or it's like it's not live. It's live, okay? But I don't see your questions because we are going through Livestorm, and those who did not register, you guys have to watch it through YouTube and just read the questions that people from Livestorm are asking. So if you're asking me, but those questions on YouTube, the moderators, they get them, and we're gonna create content for you, all right? I'm gonna kind of answer them a little bit later. All right, EB1C, green card for multinational executives and managers. Let's talk about this. Let me drink some water. Let me guys get some chocolate too. The lunchtime is coming, and I'm getting really hungry. So, three Musketeers. You guys know this candy, right? It's American. I don't think I've seen it anywhere in the world, but maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if you have those in your country. Maybe in Europe you guys do. So, let me get a little bit of those. Get some energy, get some sugar. And we're gonna go back to EB1C. So good. So good. Just a little break, guys. All right. So EB1C, what is EB1C? And I'm pretty sure that among all the visas that we are discussing today, you guys probably heard the least about EB1C, okay? And I know why. It's not widely covered, just like on YouTube and on Instagram. We bring some coverage to this visa, but not as much. But let me make a little change. And we are going to discuss EB1C alongside with L1 visa, okay? Because L1 and EB1C, they're like a small sister and a elder brother, okay? They come together. They're rarely, sometimes, but rarely, we go directly to EB1C. Most of the times we go to L1 and then to EB1C. We switch from L1 to EB1C. So yeah, yes, I'm also excited about L1 visa, which I think is it's a very exciting visa. We do them a lot, but it's also one of the most document intensive visa, meaning that the petitions for L1, they're fat. They're really fat, like 1,000 pages, 1,500 pages, a lot. So let's talk about L1 and EB1C together, just because the criteria for them in the law is kind of the same, very close. If you read EB1C criteria and L1, it's almost the same as O1 and EB1A, okay? If you read O1 and EB1A criteria, it's like, wow, it's almost the same. It's like in one, in a couple of spots, there's like a comma missing, or just, so it's the same, but there's a huge difference in actually applying for those. So same here, L1 and EB1C, kind of similar, but still there's a lot of differences. So let's talk about L1, and then I will tell you how you can switch from L1 to EB1C. So I think the logic here is a little bit broken. First, there should have been L1 and EB1C, but whatever. So L1 visa allows you to transfer yourself or the employees in your company from your foreign company. What is a foreign company? It's the company outside of the US. Okay, so let's agree on the terminology. When I say a foreign country, that means a company that's outside of the US. And by the way, and probably Sayed had that question, or maybe will have that question. If you are from Iran, like Sayed, okay, but you live in Nicaragua or anywhere else in the world, maybe you have a residency in Portugal or in Greece or in Turkey or in Emirates, anywhere in the world, and you have your company there, not in the company of your nationality, of your passport, no problem. All right, no problem, guys. Just remember that it doesn't have to be in your country. It could be anywhere in the world, even in Antarctica. Okay, in Antarctica, you may have a country there, so no problem. You have and I have a presentation, but let me go by criteria, okay? Because I think the criteria is very important. So for both L1 and EB1C, same criteria, just a little different application. So we have a foreign company, all right? You may own it, but you don't have to. All right, very important. You don't have to own this company, but you have to work in this company. So you cannot be just like, okay, I'm a founder of this company, I want to get L1 visa. No. If you're a founder, you also have to be a director, a CEO, president, or you have to have a position of a manager or executive in this company. All right, so you may own it, you don't have to own it, but you have to work. You have to work in this company. And you have to work in this company for at least a year within the past 3 years. Okay? Guys, pay attention. Within. I know that for most of you, English is a second language, just like mine, okay? And by the way, when I was telling about myself, I missed one thing. My first education in Russia is a English teacher. Okay, I'm an English teacher. You probably see that I'm a pretty good teacher. Okay, that's coming from there. And of course, the English that helped me a lot in my life. So within the word within means that anywhere within this 3-year period, meaning anywhere you could work a year. Let's say you were fired 6 months ago, or you just quit, or you went to work in another company, but you work in the foreign company 2.5 years before that 6 months. We're gonna be good. Okay, we're gonna be good as long as somewhere in these 3 years you work there for a year. Okay, so that we're good with that. All right, and of course you work there as a manager or executive. And you guys probably, okay, and Sayed is like, 2 steps closer. Okay, let's make a pause here. Let's make a break. Manager and executive in understanding of immigration services, of US immigration, is a little bit different from what we have as regular people, right? What regular people think about managers and executives. So let's talk about it. And Sayed is like laughing, like, yeah, I wanted to say that. So a manager and executive from the perspective of immigration service is a person who has under his or her control other people who control other people. All right. So let's rewind. Let's start over. Let's say you are a CEO of the company, and you have the departments. You have 3 departments: buying, selling, marketing. Okay. So maybe you have 5 people working in each, but each department has a manager, a person who controls those 5 people in each department. So that's an ideal picture for L1 and EB1C. I want you guys to have at least 15 employees under your control. All right? And those 15 could be 3 managers and 12, like 4 people in each. I call it department, but whatever. The part of the company, the group, the logic of the business. I don't know. It doesn't have to be on the paper. It has to be in the structure of the company. Okay? So 15 people should be under your control. And again, it's not black and white. Okay? It's not black and white. Stanislav, I have only 12. Okay, we can probably work with 12 people. All right, we can probably work with 12. Or Stanislav, I have an engineering company and I have only engineers working in my company. No problem, because you have to have either managers or executives under your control, or professionals. Who are professionals? People with higher education. Okay, like engineers, IT, architects, teachers, designers, and so on, right? You have to have degree to be able to practice your profession. Doctors, and so on, okay? So there's a lot of details. I'm not gonna go in all of them, okay? Each case is individual, but you guys will learn soon how to get a free evaluation of your case. So when you fill out the questionnaire, I'll go deeper in your particular case and let you know if you're good or not, all right? If your case is good. So there are other exceptions to this 15 people requirement, but I need to look. I need to see. And also, I can hear some of you already screaming like and almost losing the voice. Stanislav, I looked over all the laws. There is nothing in the law that says 15 people. Nothing, nada, zero. Okay? There is nothing. And you're right. There is nothing in the law. As much as there is nothing in the law on E2 to say that we need to get 100K investment. No, it says significant amount of money. Okay, significant. Well, what's significant for Monica, what's significant for Gabriela, Syed, and for me are different numbers. Okay? Different numbers, because it's very subjective. So what's significant for immigration services? Well, from our experience, it's anything over 100K. Okay? And the key words here are from my experience, from my team, from a corporation. All 90 people or 100 people, almost 100 people who work in my company, they bring that experience to you. Okay? Which is like, bam, 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 bam. Experience! There you go. So, 15 people is coming from my experience. Okay? Yes, we got approved L1s with an 8 and 10 people and 12 people, but 15 plus is a safe harbor. Okay? It's a safe harbor. So I want you to have 15 people with three levels of control. You, other managers, subordinates. Okay? Other people who do the work with their hands. I call them operational and administrative employees. All right? People who answer the phone, who send the messages, who create the campaigns, the marketing people. So people who do, it could also be intellectual work, but it's still work, okay? So you have to be the one who creates the policy for the company, right? You create ideas and you bring it down. Okay, I need you to develop the marketing strategy for this line of products. In 2 weeks, this is the deadline, and the managers start working on it. Bam, bam, bam. 2 weeks pass, bam. They come you with a report. There you go. See, yeah, there is a marketing campaign. This is the budget. This is what we need to do. This is the people we need to hire. This and that. And Syed says, okay, it's good. I sign it. Here's the budget. Here's the money. Go. Implement it. Okay. This is an executive position. This is an executive position. And what's the most important about L1, because I already told you guys that it's very document intensive, and you'll be like, Stanislav, like, where are the documents? Like, what are you talking about? Well, when we know your functions as an executive and a manager, and again, there's a subtle difference between a manager and an executive, just if you compare them. Executive is like more like for the strategy, and managers, they still have someone above them. So maybe you work in a bigger company, right? I'm talking about 15 employees. But sometimes our clients have like 100 people working for them, 500 working for them. We had clients with like big factories, 10,000 people working for them. So each department has like complex structure, okay? So there's directors, managers, top managers, supervisors. It's huge, right? Huge. So that triangle, that pyramid, that with the three level of control, it could be anywhere in a company, or it could be the whole company. Okay, so it could be just a part of one department, and you're director of the department, and you have managers in the department and other people who do the work. This is a complex structure. So once we know your functions, and you're the one who tell us the functions, we're gonna be asking you to documents to prove each function. Okay, so let's say Gabriela is she has a company with 20 people working in it, with 4 managers. The sales manager, the purchasing manager, purchasing department, financial department, and marketing department. Okay, so her role in the company is to develop it, to scale it. Okay, so her functions are to do one briefing with the top managers in the company once a week for 3 hours. Okay, good. So we have one function, how she controls. Show me the minutes of that meeting. Okay, show me all the minutes from that meeting. What was the result of each meeting? How you set the tasks for the employees. You use Slack, you use Discord, you use CRM, you use the Messenger, you use email, you use the papers. Show me how you set the tasks, and show me how you control the implementation of those tasks. Okay, so each function that you do, the finance, the policy making, the marketing campaigns, the development of the company, for each function, show me how you actually do it. Okay, so that's where a lot of paperwork comes in. All right, we need to show that the company is operational, the company pays taxes, how we control the company, how we get the reports back, how we control the finance of the company, how we develop the strategies of the companies. So all that should be supported by the paperwork. Syed's asking, how does it apply for 20-25 people restaurants? Sorry for this early speech. No, Syed, it's a good question. Anything above 15 employees, and maybe I mispronounced it. So 15, okay, 1-5, not 50, no, 15, 1-5. That's enough. And I'm sorry if I misspoke, okay, because 50 is a lot. 50 is too much. 15, okay, and I was making an example. You, 3 managers, and 12 people. Okay, that's 15, 1-5. So with the restaurant, no problem. Absolutely no problem. Be it restaurant, be it a shop, be it a store, doesn't really matter. Okay, as long as we can show that your position is elevated in the company, and we can prove it with the paperwork. All right. So that's how we qualify the foreign company. Now we go to the States, and we have 2 options. Option number 1, purchasing an existing business or opening up a startup. If we purchase an existing business, that business must have over 8 employees. Okay, that's how we get L1 visa. It should have over 8 employees and a structure. Okay, like people at the top, the middle people, and the people at the bottom. So if it's a restaurant, it has to have the person like a general manager or a general director, then maybe general manager, the chef, the main cook, maybe the floor, the main person on the floor, and maybe a person who makes the purchases, whatever, maybe 4 people, and then wait staff, bus staff, kitchen staff, and whatever, right? So 3 levels. So as long as we have that, good. And the second option is opening a startup. Okay, so let's stop here. So when we open the startup, what we need to do, what we need to take into consideration. First of all, we gotta have a company in the US with a business account, business checking. We gotta have office space or the space where we're gonna be conducting the business if we're talking about the restaurant. And this space should be big enough to fit all the people that will be working at a business at the end of year 1. Okay, so if it's a restaurant, I think this is easy because you have to have the space, and restaurant space have back offices, so no problem. It's gonna fit everybody who's gonna work. But if we have some other business, we need to have an office. And L1, there is no option. Like E2, we may skip the office requirement. We most of the time we have it, but sometimes we don't. And you guys, you can watch my interview with Felipe from Chile. We got his E2 visa with no office because he's like engineer and he's going to the port. He does need an office, right? So if we can explain in E2 that we doesn't need to have office, it's good, right? L1, even if it doesn't need to have an office, we still have to have it, all right? So I don't know why. Don't ask me, it's the law. So we gotta have an office space for 1 year lease ahead and a business plan. And that's for the startup, right? And a business plan should encompass the following. At least 5 people at the end of year 1, okay? Out of these 5, I want 1 or 2 managers. So you, 1 or 2 managers on the second step, and 3 to 4 employees on the third level. All right, and the second thing for the business plan is the number of employees for the end of year 3 is 8 people, out of which 2 or 3 are the managers. Okay, so you, 2-3 managers, and 5 to 6 other employees. All right. And when we get the 8 employees with a 3 level of control in the company, and the company is profitable, and again, I like to see at least $50,000 or more, but the last approval that we got, the company was not profitable, but it had like about 10 employees, and we got it approved. So 8 employees plus optional profitability, which is always good. We can switch to EB1C. Okay? So that's when we switch to EB1C. So if you're purchasing the business with 8 plus employees in there with the structure, we can actually file for EB1C, for the green card. Okay? I don't like it because it has less chances of approval, but sometimes we do it and we do it successfully. All right? So that's why I wanted to talk about L1 and EB1C together, because everything rest is the same. Okay, everything else is the same. Sayed, how to get the business plan? Easy. This is easy. This is the easiest part. Either you can draft it yourself. I can give you the templates, or we have partners in the States who will help you out. I think it costs about $2,000. But they prepare a nice and professional business plan that reflects all the law behind it. Okay, so you can delegate this matter to somebody else. If we don't switch from L1 to EB1C, we can stay up to 7 years. So if it's an existing company and you purchased it, or it's your company that has been in existence for more than a year, and when I say in existence for more than a year, I mean it's operational. okay, it's working with employees. You will get approval for 3 years. If it's a startup, if it's a new office L1, you get approval for 1 year, and both of them have 2-year renewals up to 7 years. So if it's an existing business, you have 2 more renewals, up to 5 and up to 7 years. If it's a new office, you get 3 renewals, up to 3 years, up to 5 years, and up to 7 years. Okay. Your children will be able to come here and go to school for free. Your spouse will be able to come and also work in your company or outside of it. Okay. Of course, those are the basics, guys, and there isn't much more. But like I told you, I want to make sure that you know the concepts and some little things, some tricks, some problems that by giving you information, I'm already giving you those tricks that I promised to you and addressing the problems. Okay, like I'm not saying, oh, okay, so there's a problem if at the end of year 1 you have only 3 employees. We may not extend it. No, I'm already giving you a solution. I'm giving you a solution in the way of the requirement. What's the requirement? 5 employees at the end of year 1. So you don't blame. Oh, Stanislav didn't tell us any tricks. Well, I kind of incorporated them. All right. I'm not calling them like that, but it's just for you to understand. I prefer the flow. Okay. I prefer the flow rather than drawing your attention that this is a trick or this is like an advice. No, I'm just telling you that. My restaurant has all the legal documents such as tax payments and all the permissions, but it's not registered as a company. What are the options? Well, it doesn't have to be registered as a company, Sayed. The law on L1 and EB1C, it gives you some flexibility as long as whatever structure you have in your business in the country where you're conducting the business is legally recognized. Okay, so whatever you structure you use in Nicaragua or in other country, it's recognized by that country as a legal structure. That's good enough. Okay, even if you're sole proprietorship, right? If you're sole entrepreneur, or like in Russia, there is this the structure. It's called individual entrepreneur. Right? It's not a registered company. It's just a way of conducting the business. But you have a certificate that says that you have the number and you registered. But it's not like LLC. It's not corporation. It's just something else. No problem, right? If it's something like that in Nicaragua or in other country, no problem. Okay. And by the way, guys, let's. I'm through with the requirements. We're gonna switch to the gifts. I'm gonna go to the gifts part. So let's talk about the questions. Okay, let's talk about the questions because I wanna see the questions from you to finish up strong. Okay, so we finish up strong, and I see you guys starting dropping the questions. Give me more, okay? Give me as much as you can because like there's 100 people watching on YouTube and they cannot answer. I get the answers to their questions, so maybe you help them out. Monica, Stanislav, if I may, I would like to go back to EB5. No problem. Let's go back to any program. With the question for the passive investment. In case we apply for this, are we going to receive some dividends or monthly salary out of those $800,000 investment? Monica, you will get the dividends from this amount, but different regional centers do it differently. Some of them pay quarterly, some of them pay annually, some of them pay at the end of your relationship, like if in 5-7 years before they refund your investment and the dividends, the interest. So depending on which regional center you will be working with, you will have different different criteria for this and for everything else. Okay, because there's like general approach in the industry to how they deal with this, but each regional center has its own different tricks and the ways to do this. Let me actually, guys, see something. Okay. All right. So, guys, give me more questions. I'll let you know how to get the gifts that I promised to you. So, the free evaluation of your case and a guide on how to open a company in Miami. For those of you who are in a live store, you guys gonna get the links how to get a free evaluation of your case for business immigration for visas E2 and L1 and for EB5. So fill them out and send it to me, and within 48 hours I will be giving you the initial qualifications of your case, and also you will get those links in your email. All right, so if for whatever reason you miss, I don't know how you can miss it, but if you miss it, you will get an email with that. And also the guide on how to open the company in Florida. Okay, it says Miami, but it's one of the options anywhere in Florida. You will get that checklist through the link that you get in the live store. Okay, so you get the link, download it, and save it. All right, and you will, those who are with us on the stream, also you'll get the email to repeat those links. But I do recommend, guys, don't postpone the free evaluation unless you already got it. All right, don't postpone it. Do it now. Do it when you're fresh, because when you need to get back to this, oh my god, I forgot this, I need to rewatch, I don't have time. No, do it right now. Okay, now is Monday. It's a good start of the week, so let's be productive. Syed, how can I demonstrate that my company has 3 main layers of jobs? This is always, Syed, this is very individual. Sometimes we have to help you with that, just because you don't have the structure like set in stone. Like you have it in your head, but you need to maybe move things around, maybe restructure things. So we help you with that. Okay, if you don't have a firm structure, we help you out. We give you the checklist, we give you the examples, we work with you. My team is gonna be in contact with you. Hey, you need to do this. Okay, let's see if this person actually is on this position rather than that. So we work with you, okay? And a lot of times what my clients say when they work with us on L1 visas, like, oh my god, Stanislav, that actually the process of getting the documents helped me to actually structure my company, my foreign company. Like now I can see it better. Oh my god, why didn't I do it before? Right? Why didn't it before? Now it's so much better. Now I can optimize my business. I can optimize my processes. Okay, so it's sometimes it's a really good exercise. And those who do the EB5, like Monica was asking about EB5, the process of getting the paperwork of how you actually made the money helps you also, well, first of all, get more confidence in yourself, like, oh my god, I've done so much, but also structure your finance. Like you can see it better, okay, and you can tell any bank in the world, like, oh my god, I have the original funds, which US government said it's good, so it's gonna work for anybody else, like, right? If you want to purchase like real property in Portugal, in Great Britain, in some other countries who require actually the proof of funds, right? They will be more than happy to get all the paperwork. All right, okay, so yes, for those of you guys who's gonna fill out the questionnaires, the free evaluation of your case, I will get back to you within 48 hours and let you know if you qualify. And if I see the perspective in your case, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning. What's a complex immigration planning? Is a service in our company that has no equivalent anywhere in the world, okay? You will meet first with the data manager. They will get all the information from you, put it in a protocol, and then you meet with me for the second phase. Okay, those are two different meetings, 2 different days. And already having all the information about you, I will create the initial written strategy for you that will be used later with the team, with the executive department in my company and the strategy department of my company to develop your case. Okay, because I only take care of the strategy of your case to finalizing your case on the 4th level of review, because you have at least 4 people reviewing each of your paper, and I'm doing the final petition. I write the memorandum. Okay, I'm like that executive. Okay, so my position is strategical. I only make sure that the strategy that I built for you is being implemented. Okay, and then because I know how I'm gonna write the memorandum for the immigration officer. The rest of the work, you guys work with my team, and at least 10 people is gonna work on your petition from the beginning till end. You're gonna have 10 people working on your petition. No one is doing this. Okay, no other attorney, law firm, no one is doing this. We even have a designer who does your petition at the end. Okay, so yes, it's a good question. I think let's finish up with this. It's a really good question. Some ideas about the services. And guys, if you know me a little bit, and I know some of, like Monica is not the first time she comes to the stream, and some of you maybe saw my YouTubes and Instagram stories and posts. Maybe some of you are Russians and you read my Telegram messenger. You know that we are the most transparent law firm in the world, I think. Definitely in the US. We are open about how many clients we have, how many approvals we have, how many denials we have. We are open about this, including our fees. We never hide the fees. Okay. I think there is a recent video on YouTube where I tell you exactly how much it costs to get like the talent visa. Okay, like everything that you're gonna spend. Okay, so I'm not gonna go like in details, but I'll tell you that pretty much any visa that you want to go for, except for EB5. Okay, EB5 is different. EB5 is active investment is $40,000 my fee. Okay, 40,000. The passive investment is 30,000. All right, so EB5 is separate, but everything else, E2, L1, EB1C, they gonna be around $12,000. It's actually 10 for E2 and 12 for L1 and EB1C. And the government fee is going to be around $3,000, and expenses related to like business plan and everything else. So you're looking at about $20,000 to, or maybe a little bit less. Maybe E2 is a little bit less, because a lot of you is going to do E2 through the embassy, and there's no like $3,000 government fee with expedited processing. You're going to pay like $200 per one person. Okay, so much less. So anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 is what you're looking at, paying the attorney's fees, the government fee, the translations, if you have to do the business plan and things like that. So along those lines. All right. So and Sayed is like, give me the discount code. Sorry guys, no discounts. Okay, you have so many people working for your case. I just have to pay them. Okay, I cannot give you discount because then it just doesn't make any sense for me. We have all this. You have 5 people in your Telegram group who's gonna do who's gonna check your work. Okay, so this is a lot of people I need to pay. That's why our prices are set in stone, more or less, guys. More or less. You need to expect the not the increase in price in July. Okay, in July something is gonna happen. Something is gonna happen. You guys probably gonna be the first ones to know what exactly going to happen. Well, we are going to have packages. All right, we are going to have packages. And Sayed, I know you were joking, but a lot of other people are not joking, okay? So I was just using your joke to show that there is no discounts. So in July, we are going to have the packages where the current price is going to be the lowest one. Okay, so if it stands for E2 or 12 for L1 or EB1C, they're going to be EB5 probably going to stay the same. Okay, probably, I don't know, but maybe around the same. But the price right now is going to be the lowest, and then going to be 2 more levels depending on what extra we are doing for you. Okay, and we're going to be offering extra things. Not going to go into details, but if you guys want to secure your spot with these prices and don't worry about the July, do it now. I can offer you the postponement. We can put off the beginning because our contracts are 6 months. Okay, very, very important. The contracts with my corporation are 6 months. So if within 6 months we did not get all the documents from you, you have to pay more. Okay, or we can even like terminate the contract if you're just slacking, if you don't do anything, like, and with no refunds. Okay, with no refunds, very important. So make sure when you hire us, you're ready to work for 5 months to get me all the paperwork that I'll need and work with my team, and give me 1 month to finalize your petition. Together 5 + 1, 6 months. All right, but if you want to secure your spot and the same price, I can put it off like to give it like 3 months extra before we start. Okay, and then we start and 6 months go. All right, so I think it's clear. Yeah, Gabrielle is like, there are attorneys asking 40,000 for O1. Right, okay, it doesn't cost 40,000, guys. All right, if somebody is like asking you for 40,000 for any visa, I don't know what they need to do for you. There's like, it doesn't, you cannot give the value for $40,000 for O1. Okay, there is no such value for this amount of money. Why? Because I know O1 just like my 5 fingers. You know, it's like there's an expression in Russian. I know this as my 5 fingers. Why? Because there you go. It's right here. You know everything about your 5 fingers. So the same about O1 and everything else. It's not 40,000. Okay, I can see 20 with a lot of services, but it's not 40. All right, so make sure you don't pay 40,000 to anyone for any visa but EB5. Yes, this, because that's a lot of work. All right, guys, so let's see. For those of you who watching it right now, guys, if you don't follow me on all of these platforms, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, make a screenshot of the QR codes and then make sure that you subscribe and follow, because each platform has unique content. All right, so Instagram does not reflect TikTok, TikTok does not reflect YouTube, Twitter does not reflect Facebook. Okay, so make sure you follow us on all of these platforms. And I can see there is no more questions. Very good. 1 hour 54 minutes, a little bit more than I expected, but I want to make sure that you guys got all the value. So follow us on the social media, get your free evaluation, so I'll come back to you within 48 hours, and make sure you come to the same webinars in the future, guys. All right, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.